Hey, welcome to a foreigner in the Philippines. Well, it's about 5 o'clock, quarter to 5, and the weather is beginning to look pretty stormy. Now, when you're up here on the hills, mountains, hills, it looks pretty impressive how nature is so incredible. And out here, if we're looking out of what is really our front door, there's our front door, such as it is, our little unfinished porch, this is what you're seeing. And I've showed this before many times, of course, but the beauty never diminishes because I've told it before. If you just walk a few more yards to one side, and everything changes. Look at that over there. There's a fire right over there. They're probably making charcoal. But if you walk up, you can walk right up there, and it dips over that hill into a really beautiful valley. I will walk up there one day and show that to you. But right now I'm looking at the impending weather. Look at these beautiful skies. Wow. Now you can probably hardly hear me because of the wind. I know that it is so much more than it is for me. It's so much more when it reacts on the camera, on the microphone. But look at how the weather is it's drawing in now. So far since I've been here, we've always been on the edge of typhoons, and it's never really hit us, so we've been very fortunate. What happens is that we're unfinished on a few parts of the house, like on there you can see a little movement even from here with hardly any wind. You can see my unfinished porch, which will go on there and have a little seated area, but you can see that it's actually been left like that because it's going to extend out maybe 12 feet in front of our front door, and we'll be able to come out and look and see this beautiful view. So let me take you down. I got the guys over there, they're working on the pool, but the end of the day is almost here for them, so 5 o'clock they'll be winding up, and I'm hoping to go over there in a few minutes and find that it's finished. They should be grouting now, and then it will be a clean up for another day. If I come down here, all of this from time to time has to get cut back. Now there must be a goat on the end of this on the end of this rope. Yes, there is. You have to walk look where you're walking. Ah, the wind is blowing up now. And probably, if I had Beth with me, she would be saying, I can hear the rain coming. And look at it, it's looking pretty wild. Of course, that screaming noise is cutting one of the last tiles to go in. And that was the first spot of rain that I could feel then. This is actually Lena's old house. Look at this little house. This is a little house that Talik spent most of her life in. I think actually she may even have been born in this house. And I'm not going to be out here for very long now because I can feel the rain coming. And look, this is standing right on the edge where of Talik's house. It's a little house. It's one room. It's a one-room house. Now you can get a good idea from here of how all of the rice terraces go down. Right over there, you'll have seen many times on the other videos, you'll have seen Julio's house. You've never seen Julio's house from this angle. Now, right in front of Julio's house, that's the road. And to the right of Julio's house, that goes down, and it goes right down there and to the bridge. And that, I think, is either Manurado or both. It might, yes, I think it's Rado working the rice fields. And those intense green patches, they are the rice. That's the rice growing. When it reaches a certain height, then they take it out and they plant it into these rain-logged rice fields. So this looks, to my city boy's eyes, it looks like it's perfectly ready to receive the rice very soon. As I say, the rain is beginning to come in now, but you can see going from right down there to where that figure is working, and the house just above as you look at it, and the rice field curves around to the right and it flows down into the creek. Now if you come around, and all of the rice fields all drain off one into the other. That's all the magic of the rice terraces. I come over here, look how incredibly everything changes just by walking 100 yards this way, or 100 yards. Right up on the top there, silver. That is Rado's house. We had the grader in. What we did was we came right up and around and went across the top there, and all of those evenly planted trees look like bushes from here. They are it's a plantation. It's a palm oil plantation. That's where they harvest palm oil. So all of those palm trees are there. And that, you can see where we put a road in for Rado. And the road goes up, and whether you can actually see it, putting my finger on. Let me see, I'm putting my finger and I'm showing you there's the road, and it goes up and around. And then across there, it goes over to Oping, our neighbour's house. Now look at the rain. Rain clouds really coming in seriously now. I'll probably get soaked in a minute. But then if you follow, those rice fields go around and they follow the low spots in between the hills, and they follow it right around, and they come down and down and down and down and down and down, lower, into the next one, into the next one, into the next one, into the next one, and then finally, when it's really, really heavy weather with a lot of rain falling, it all comes right down. All of those hills all drain off into the rice fields, so there's a terrific amount of water, and they all follow the law of gravity, and they come right down, pour into the rice fields, and when the rice field overflows, it goes down into the next rice field. And once it gets down there, it empties into the creek. And the creek is where we built the bridge, because when all of that happened and a very, very heavy rain came, then the creek was almost impassable. So, going from the bridge, which I can't show you, goes up to Julio's house, and that brown slash is the road. Our road that we've just had graded, And let me say, there's the road, and it's going around and it curves around that field, and then it goes across and it goes across the top and it goes over to the right. And that noise that you can hear, that's a little wind machine. Don't know what that's doing, don't know what it's there for, but it certainly shows the wind. Now, when I first came here, which is 4 years ago, you could easily see Rado's house. But since then, all of that plantation, all of those trees, which are life-giving around a house, they keep the house cool. A tree, for as limited as my knowledge is, a tree takes in, say, carbon dioxide, it takes in the noxious fumes, and it breathes out oxygen. So when you have lots of trees around you, you're living a healthy life, a healthier life at least. So right now you should be able to hear how things are changing, and they're going to change fast. And if I turn around here, this is our hill. And over here, I gotta be careful how I step here, but just about, because it goes off quite steeply, off and to the right. Ah, here's the rain. Evidently, unlike Beth, who can hear it coming, I wasn't listening, too busy talking. So that was the first spat of rain. Hi, Lena. There's Lena in front of her house. Do you want to show us your house? What? Can we see your house? I like to show Lena's house because it's always so beautifully kept. Look, it's a tiny house, but it's not as tiny. Can I go in? It's not as tiny as she used to be. This little room that we're in right now, this is how big the other house is. That house out there. That's the old house. Tiny little house. Okay, so now I have a bedroom here. Look, enough room. This is a Filipino bedroom. Enough room for a bed. And then on this one we built a tiny kitchen. So in the kitchen, open fire cooking. Don't know how much you can see. The light is drawing in now. But in here there's a little table, and it has all of the stuff for a kitchen. And there's a washing machine. And out the door there goes out to the outside CR. A little television and some of the dolls that I think Tintin Christine sent. But always a pleasure to come in and see Lena's house. Thank you, Lena.
You're welcome.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That's Lena. Now we used to, when we first came here, we used to walk past Lena's house, and it wasn't overgrown like this, but you can see a group of coconut trees there. We used to walk right down the bottom there, and we used to do that walk every single day. We used to go down there. There's an open well down there, and it had a little shelter on that I got Rado to build when I got here, and we used to go down there and we used to bathe, and that was how we bathed every day. Every day a walk. And Beth in those days used to go down with Nanai, and they would take their laundry, and they'd take those big 3 foot diameter. This is not a trap, it's the goat there. Hey, how you doing? That's the male goat. Oops, look out. Nearly had me over. Goat's stronger than he looks. So we did have a plan, or well, my plan for the crazy foreigner, did have a plan of putting here a typhoon safe house. It would be a dome house. Nobody knows anything about making a dome house here, and I have my own design that I really want to do. And we'll look at that as a possible project in the future. It would be nice to have another house that we could, you know, perhaps move all of our office activities out there, and hopefully we'll find a place to put that dome house, which would be quite large, by the way, part sunk into the ground, a little bit like taking down the level here and going all around there, and we'd be able to use that as an office and possible storage and stuff like that. But it would act as a safe house in the event that a typhoon really did hit, and we'd make it that it was big enough to take all of our 4 families. So they're going to be winding up. I don't know whether we should be spreading tarpaulins over these new tiles. I think maybe I should be suggesting that. We did get some tarpaulins sent by the Karate family, so it would seem like it would be a great idea. This has been a little walk around our property, which people seem to enjoy, and looking at how close we are living to nature. This is a foreigner in the Philippines. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Your subscriptions and increases have been nothing short of thrilling. Just lately we're adding at around 1,000 per day, a little bit under 1,000 per day, and that's what we've been adding every day. So thanks from our hilltop. Bye for now.